Good morning, besties. Welcome to a beautiful brand new day. Before we get started in today's video, you guys know the drill. We're just gonna go ahead, get right into working out. It is already 7:23, so it's getting a little late. I need to get my workout in. I love working out in the mornings. I just like to get it done, out of the way. It's enjoyable. I usually try to give myself enough time to enjoy it in the mornings, so I'll try to wake up earlier before we have like plans to do something. Like today we're gonna go look at some cars, which I'm actually very terrified. Car shopping is scary. It's not for me though, it's for my sister, but I'm gonna go for moral support and to sit in the cars. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about how I'm able to just manage time, how I'm learning to manage time, because obviously every single day is going to be different. Sometimes you're going to get some punches thrown at you, but you got to learn to roll with the punches. So the way that I've learned to just really manage my time well is through this thing that I call mindful multitasking. So let me explain. So for example, let's look at my day and how I laid it out today. Today, the only thing that I know we're going to do is we are going to be going to car shop and we're going to go to a small little get together for someone's birthday, and I have some things that I want to do. I want to reset for the month of March, and I just kind of want to still be able to do some things for myself aside from the stuff that we have planned for today. So as I mentioned, for the car shopping, we're gonna go and start looking at cars at around 10. It is currently 7:30, so I know realistically I take about an hour to work out. So if I start at 8, I'll be done by 9, quick shower, get ready, and then we can go. So that means that I have about, right now, 30 minutes to just do whatever it is that I want. So obviously I'm gonna take my pre-workout so I can get pumped up for my workout. I also want to read, and I also want to journal. Those are the things that I like to do. That's my mindfulness in the morning, is reading, journaling, and well, I'm taking my pre-workout. I don't think my pre-workout's mindfulness, but I romanticize taking my pre-workout as if it's coffee while I'm reading. You guys catching on here? Since I have 30 minutes, if I was to just sit here, take my pre-workout, and then read, and then journal, it's going to make me feel like I have less time because I have 3 things to do in 30 minutes. So that would mean I have to get everything done in 10-minute increments. But what if I just put these two together? Which is, common sense, but sometimes we don't think about things like that. We're just like, okay, I have to make my pre-workout, and then I also have to read, and then I also have to journal. That sounds like a lot, right? But, I'm going to take my pre-workout while I'm reading, and then before I work out, I'm gonna do a quick little 5-minute journaling. And so I'm getting my stuff done within the time that I need to get them done, and I'm still enjoying them. So this is what I mean when I say that if you want to do things, there is time in your day. It just comes down to managing it and figuring out your own life and making things work. Because if you want something to work, you can make it work. There's time. We tell ourselves there's not enough time, but there is enough time. We make that time. And so it just comes down to how you look at things. That quote that says, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So true. So true. Because I'm telling you, I used to be right there. Like, I used to get home from work, lay in bed. That was it. I would scroll on social media, watch some Netflix, something. But my life would just go by like this because all I was doing was work, eat, sleep. Now I've learned to manage my time better and enjoy the time that I do have and make the most of that time that I do have to show up for myself. And I always used to tell myself, one day I'll get there. One day I'll be one of those people that do things outside of work, people that enjoy their life despite having to work. One day I'll be those people, but not today. Today I'm just gonna rest. I'll think about it later. But then that day never came. So when I finally decided to do it, I realized that it's not as much of a hassle to do things for yourself as you think that it is. So why am I only ever going to live my life for work, for someone else? Like, I'm going to live my life outside of work for me, because I deserve that time, such as waking up earlier so that I can get my workout in before work. When I get home from work, I know most of the time I don't really want to do anything unless, like me last month, I was going for runs because I was training for something, but that's something I decided to do for myself. So that's what made it very enjoyable, was that it was a challenge I did for myself. So I was showing up for myself as often as I needed to do to train for that race. But again, I get my workout done in the morning. I wake up earlier because I know that typically when I get home, I just would like to rest or have that time after work for myself versus waking up 5 minutes before work, working all day, getting home, doing my workout. By the time I finish my workout, I'm dead tired, and then I'm just gonna go to sleep. So that's just for me, right? That's my lifestyle. That's how I choose to live it. I want to be able to have that afternoon for myself. So I wake up in the morning. I sacrifice a couple of hours of sleep, and actually I don't even sacrifice sleep because I just go to sleep earlier. So again, it all comes down to your own life. It's like, what do you want? What do you want to get out of it? What do you want to gain from it? Make it work. Find that time for yourself. I also want to make it very clear that I know I always say like, oh, all I used to do was just lay in bed and not do nothing. But now I've changed that. I don't mean I don't ever lay down in bed. Like, I actually lay down in bed quite a lot, more than I would like to. Like, I would love to be the type of person that always has something fun to do, genuinely. But, you know, realistically, like, I do still rest. I do still come home sometimes and just lay there, cover myself in my blanket, pretend the day didn't happen, or sometimes I just watch Netflix, or I just scroll on TikTok the rest of the night. Like, I still have those days, but the thing is that I have those days less because I prioritize the other things that I like to do for myself more than those days where I just don't do anything. But those days are always necessary. Every once in a while, you need that rest. You deserve that rest. So I'm not saying like, don't stop letting yourself rest. Don't stop letting yourself have those lazy days. They're okay. But it's just about what is it that you want to do, and don't let yourself fall in that habit of only ever having those lazy days, or only ever having those days where you just lay in bed, because then what are you doing for yourself? I mean, if that's your choice, that's your choice. Who am I to tell you to, you know, get out of bed and go do things if that's not what you want to do? But if you want to do more things other than just laying in bed, just know that it is definitely possible. There's enough time in the day for you to go and do those things. You just have to make that time. And that time is there. You just excuse them by telling yourself that there's not enough time. It's crazy how time moves differently when you make it move differently. You can literally be like a sorcerer out here, bending the rules of time. Like, we got this. We are powerful. It's actually the next day. After we went car shopping, I was drained. I don't know how people do it. As a socially anxious person, car shopping takes a lot out of you. So we ended up getting home at around, I think maybe like 3 or 4. Mind you, we didn't walk away with the car, but we were out there for quite a while, came home. I was so tired, ended up taking a nap for like 2 hours, which is so unlike me because I'm not really a napper. After that, we did go to the little family get together, and then today we're gonna go car shopping again, but I'm only gonna go for the Cheeseman just to see what car my sister ends up going with, and then afterwards, when they have to do all like the paperwork and stuff, the boring part, I'll book it because I have other things to do. Okay, besties, it is several hours later. We have finally, well, my sister finally picked a car. So she is a new car owner. I'm so happy for her. She's very excited. I think she made a great choice. I'll definitely have to show you guys the car later on, but she's already gone. She already booked it. She's already out doing her thing, driving her new car. I decided to stay home for the rest of the afternoon. One, I don't know really if it's the car shopping, but I have literally been so tired, and so I was like, you know, I'm just gonna stay in. Could also be the cloudy days. I swear, cloudy days always mess with me and they make me feel more tired than I actually am. Whatever the reason is, I'm going to make sure to get all of the things done that I need to do to set myself up for success in the week, and take the rest of the afternoon/night to just rest, recover, and do a little mental rest day for myself so that I feel fully recharged for the next week. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is put my clothes to wash because I need clean clothes. And let me tell you guys, this is really like full. I genuinely I can't pick it up. It's full all the way to the top. Honestly, my personal battery just feels like it's really low. So I think I just need to disconnect a little, put on my headphones. I'm going to listen to a little podcast that's inspirational, that's just gonna make me feel good. So I'm gonna listen to that, put my clothes to wash, clean my room, and then we'll see how I feel after that. I did take a small little like 30-minute nap, so hopefully that also recharged me. Okay, separated my clothes into separate piles. Over here are like my more nicer clothes, or clothes that I actually wear out. This is like my white clothes. I actually don't have a lot of white clothes, but that's my little pile. And then over here I have my like workout and sleeping clothes. But I think I'm gonna separate my workout and my sleeping clothes so that way I don't fill the laundry up with just this clothes. We'll see how that goes. But I have 3 piles of clothes that I want to wash, and then I think I'm also going to put away my Christmas stuff or like my winter stuff, even though I don't have a lot, but I'm gonna put that away so that way there's just more space in my closet. Let's go put the first load into the laundry.
Have a genius, a potential, a power inside of you that you don't know yet. Why? Because you're inexperienced. It's not that you're unqualified, it's you're inexperienced. So people are saying, I'm stuck. I don't know where my life's going. I don't know what my purpose is. So you're perceiving yourself to be unqualified or underqualified. Actually, you're just inexperienced. You just haven't done enough things to let the magnet of your life tell you what it's attracted to. So for me, that's what Dharma is encouraging people to do in this beautiful verse from this Vedic text, a monk text called the Manusmriti. And it says that when you protect your purpose protects you.
Time to reset the board. I actually don't know just yet what I'm going to put on my quote for this month, but for now I'm going to lay out my calendar view of how this month is going to go. Also, really crazy how it's literally already the 5th of March. How are we already 5 days in? I swear March just started. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with cleaning up my room, thankfully, because I've been really keeping up with the whole tidying every single night before bed. I don't really have a lot to do other than just really like the vacuuming, doing my laundry, fixing my bed, just so that way my room feels cleaner right now for me, you know, for my own mental sake. But anyways, the reason we're over here on this bookshelf is because I used to have all of the books that I had like previously read in my lifetime on this bookshelf. But as you guys know, I'm challenging myself to read 1 book a month before my next birthday. And something that I started doing to just make this a little bit more fun and memorable for me is I've been replacing the books that I've had on here for years, because obviously I wasn't that big of a reader. So the books that I had read had been sitting on here for years. Now I'm slowly able to like get rid of them, and so as I finish 1 book, I get rid of another book and I just move them all down. So it's like this little commemorating moment. This one was one of the books that I read back then, even when I didn't like reading, and I could not put this book down. This is one of the books that I hate because of the ending. If you know me, you know I don't like to be left questioning at the end of books, and this book just leaves you questioning, and so I hated this book, but I loved this book. So these are so far my most recent reads, going down this way. But that's actually a pretty big chunk of books. I'm so proud of myself. These books, it's been years since I've read them, but they're still sitting here because, like I mentioned, I used to not like reading. It makes it feel very rewarding to be able to move a new book onto that bookshelf. It is now the end of the night. I'm gonna start getting ready to do my typical night routine where I just really wind down and slow it down. Although I've literally been doing that the entire time today, where I was just taking care of the things that I needed to take care of for the new week, so that, you know, I'm setting myself up for success and I'm ready to take on the new week. It's really crazy. This is a perfect example of what I said earlier on in this video about how time moves differently when you make it move differently. I swear to you, had I just continued laying in bed, you know, letting myself just feel the overflow of tiredness that I was feeling earlier, I just know that before I knew it, it would have already been time for me to go to sleep and go to work the next day. But because I made the choice to do something for myself, I ended up feeling so much better than if I just let myself continue laying in bed, because I easily could have done that, and before I knew it, it would have already been like 10 o'clock, time for me to go to sleep, and like I didn't do anything. But I decided to get up, clean my room because I know that a clean space makes me feel good. I took a shower because I know that taking a shower always makes me feel good afterwards. You know, I washed my bedding, I washed my pillowcase, and I just took my time with everything. I was not in a rush, and it's so crazy how literally everything is done before 9. Okay, so since I was able to get everything done, including my editing, other than obviously these clips, but I'll do that in the morning, I want to end my night off with another one of my favorite little mindful multitasking moments, and that is reading. But, and especially with books like this that are very lesson oriented, lesson based, I like to play some soothing background music, so it's kind of like meditating, but I'm reading. But because it's like a peaceful reading and I'm also just taking lessons from it, it feels very therapeutic, very much like a guided meditation, except I'm reading it. And I love doing this. I love just playing something that's very relaxing in the background while I'm reading, but I can only do it with music that's meditative. Like I can't be listening to Bad Bunny and and reading. I just decided to put my yoga mat down, brought a little pillow so I could lay down. I don't know why, just the floor was coming to me today.